For 11, I'm starting with constitution's amendment. Now, what do you mean by amendment? Amendment means the process of making changes to the notions of fundamental law or supreme law. Now, that means anything when we add with the laws, or when we curtail something from the law, that means the change. We call it amendment. Now, it is included in Part 20 and under Article 368. Till date, lot of amendment had been done. Okay, now near about more than 120's amendment had been done till date. Okay, now more than 123 amendments. Now, generally, amendment of the constitutions indicates that constitution of India is a living document. That means it changes with the requirement of time. Now, why amendments are necessary? Means generally it removes the hurdles or shortcomings of the constitutions and satisfies the aspirations of the people. Definitely means according to the need it is changing. Now, moreover, the changing circumstances and time needed new things and laws, and the changing of the older ones to cope with the time. Now, to keep a check on the arbitrary power of the parliament, means these changes are required. Now, what are the procedures of amendment in the constitutions of India? Now, generally, three types of procedure is followed. Okay, now first one, the first category is that first category, it includes, that means changes to simple majority. Now, what do you mean by simple majority? Means it refers to the majority of more than 50% of the members present and voting. That means suppose if means 200 members are there, that means nearly if 101 member support it, okay, that means the change could be done. Now, generally to changes in ordinary law, this category is required. Now, the second category is the special majority. Now, what do you mean by special majority? Simple. That means a majority of two-third member present and voting, and should be supported more than 50% of the total strength of the house. That means first it should be supported by two-third member present and voting, and when the time to pass, means it should be passed more than 50% of the total strength of the house. That means if the strength of the house is 200, that means minimum 101 is required. Clear? Now, the second amendments includes generally changes such as fundamental rights. All these things is through this amendment it could be done. And the third category of amendment already means includes special majority plus ratifications by one half of the state legislature. Okay, now this is also very much critical. Now I'm just giving you the example, then it will be clear. Amendment to simple majority includes means any inclusions or admissions of new states, or salary or allowances of MPs. Clear? Now, amendments through special majority means if we need to change any fundamental rights and directive principles. Okay, and amendment through special majority plus ratifications of one half of the state legislature means when the constitution's amendment will try to change any federal structures, like means elections presidents, means the process need to change. Now, why elections of president? Because both the state MPs, state MLAs are also participating, means it is related to the federal structure also, and distributions of the legislative powers between union and the state. So whenever matter related to any federal structures, means this amendment is required. Again, I am repeating, three categories of amendment is there. First one, that means to simple majority, means if more than 50% present and voting, means the number of present at that time, if more than 50% supported, that bill is generally passed. Means generally ordinary law include all this thing. Second category means first thing, two-third majority is required, and with that 50% of the total strength. Clear? And the third category means with special majority plus ratifications half of the state legislature. Clear? Okay, now little bit you need to know about these important amendments. Now, first amendment means it empowered the state to undertake affirmative actions for actions for advancements of ACBC, SC, ST. That means for the marginalized class. Okay, even restrictions the applications of fundamental rights also. That means what? Affirmative actions already have discussed in the first chapter. Now, this thing state for welfare of the marginalized class, state government can also undertake. That is the first amendment. Now, 42nd amendments means it reduces the power of High Court and State Court. It's laid down the fundamental duties, and even it includes the word socialist and secular in the Indian constitutions. 73rd amendment means it provides constitutional status to the Panchayati Raj. 74th amendment means it give power to the urban local government, that means municipalities and corporations. And 101th amendment is related to GST, means 104 amendment it's extend reservations for SC and ST for 10 years. And 123rd amendment is also something related to the means economically means something related to the reservations part also. Clear? So this much, thank you.